Legitimate liberals understand that we have a dictatorship. I was stunned to find an article in the Huffington Post dated 3/21/2012 that I must have missed. Martial law by executive order. Even the liberals said that we had a government takeover under Obama.
A bill written in secret by Senator McCain and Senator Carl Levin that would give the U.S. military and not civilian law enforcement agencies the ability to arrest anyone and hold that person indefinitely, even if that person is an American arrested on American soil.
Martial law is defined as the rule by military authorities imposed on a civilian population. According to an article in the Army Times last month, the administration's threats of implementing martial law is not idle talk. In this shocking article, the U.S. Army admits they're bringing a combat team back from Iraq to continue their mission in America, and that this combat team will be assigned to NORTHCOM to assist in the event of civil unrest, in crowd control through non-lethal weaponry. This deployment is of course in direct violation of long-standing laws known as Posse Comitatus and the Insurrection Act, which strictly prohibit the U.S. Army from policing American citizens on American soil.
Like the NDAA, the new executive order signed by the dictator Obama puts him completely above the law, which in a democracy is never supposed to happen. They write, now this is a liberal publication, the United States is essentially now under martial law without the exigencies of a national emergency. They said they can't believe this actually happened under a so-called progressive president. And I laughed to myself. I said, are you people that silly? Are you that naive to have believed that such acts would have been permitted under a conservative presidency? It could only happen under a progressive presidency because progressives are by definition and by nature communists and dictators. The fact of the matter is, you have a president right now and his secretaries have the authority to commandeer all U.S. domestic resources, including food and water. They can seize all energy and transportation infrastructure inside the borders of the United States. Did you know that Obama can forcibly draft U.S. citizens into the military and force U.S. citizens to fulfill labor requirements for the purposes of national defense? There's not even any congressional oversight allowed, only briefings. That's right. They can take you off the street and put you into a labor camp if they say they're doing it for purposes of national defense. But it gets even worse. President of the United States, as a result of the 2012 law, which he passed in the middle of the night, gives him and his agents the right to seize and arrest any U.S. citizen, detain them indefinitely without charge or trial, and do so only on suspicion, without any judicial oversight or due process.
Urban warfare drills took place throughout the 90s, with American troops training with foreign soldiers to arrest and detain U.S. citizens.
What you're seeing is real. April 10th through April 20th in Swansboro, North Carolina. This has been repeated across the country in the last 2 years. So-called urban warfare training in America. Of course, in the case of Swansboro, they actually pulled people over and searched their vehicles with the local police department. A local listener sent me this video of the Swansboro incident. You see, they take out groups of young officers from across the country in the Marine Corps and teach them that it's okay to go into American towns and cities and take over the city halls and search vehicles. In this training exercise, it became real. They become so arrogant, they just followed their orders and began to search people's vehicles. And as you're about to find out, it's not just the Marines, it's the Army too, in Central Texas.
These drills quickly became reality, as in 2005 the National Guard was deployed in the wake of Hurricane Katrina to seize legally held guns from law-abiding citizens against their will and at gunpoint.
No one will be able to be armed. We will take all weapons.
Police department! Police department, everyone home!
All of a sudden, they were banging on the front door, the side door, and the back door, and they said, let us in. I said, it's not even loaded. And I dropped it on the floor.
You got a gun?
Well, they punched me in the face. Look at my black and blue marks. Look at what they did to me.
Going over the fact that he has a total control over the press, going over the fact that there's soon to be a volcano in the Middle East, the fraudulent administration of Obama, along with Pelosi and the Democrat leaders in most states who are now granting amnesty to illegal aliens in the form of fake driver's licenses in California just in time for the election, guarantees that we've lost our democracy in our lifetime. And it happened to you when you thought you had the first progressive president. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a democracy. This is a republic. There is a big difference, and we know that. But what you don't understand is that this NDAA that he signed, the NDAA that he signed, was written in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. And instead of talking about this, the viruses in the media are talking about a comment about abortion made by somebody in the Republican Party.